terrible ass draft when it pertained to quarterback play. He shouldn't be drafted at all. So, it's just how I feel.
I'm not mad at it at all.
No. And
So
yes, you can talk after you change your background, man.
I will when I get my laptop in 3 minutes.
Gotcha. Go for it.
So my bad, y'all.
YouTube's up and working.
Shit happened today.
Skippy.
But I don't know. I'm on the opposite side of the spectrum when it comes to Shador. One, this is not a quarterback draft, right? If you're
I don't think so.
That's right. That's right.
you are planning to start now or very soon, right? Outside looking in, what was his record at Colorado?
14-13.
Right.
0-1 in bowl games.
When he played for Jackson State, now I went to A&T alumni 2 times. When I saw Tariq Cohen play for A&T, he jumped off the screen. He looked totally different from everybody else. Shador looked like a quarterback that played for Jackson State. I'm not saying that he's going to be great in the NFL. I'm just saying he ain't jump off the screen. So as a GM, when next year is the quarterback draft, I'll wait. I will gladly wait on Arch Manning and whoever else. Because let's look at the last quarterback that was kind of reached for that really wasn't in the quarterback draft. It was Kenny Pickett. And his small hands is floating around everybody's team.
Right? He's with Shador right now. He's going to be competing with Shador.
But Snow, to argue that point.
He'll need a quarterback.
Well, hold on. But to argue that point, I think is better than some of the other guys that got drafted. And
I talent-wise, yes, he is. The other stuff that comes with it, I'm not sure how the interviews were. But so if I only have that little snippet that he had after he didn't get drafted in the first round, where it ended in, we all know this shouldn't have happened. What you mean, bro? I saw that BYU game, bro. Ain't look good. Now, he didn't have the people around him, but it ain't look good. And that's what people are looking at, right? If that's what people are looking at, it looked worse than, bro, hear me out. It looked worse than Josh Allen's first playoff game. When he was just scrambling and like, I don't know what's going on. There was audio of him saying, I don't know what they're doing out there. I don't know if he's talking about his receivers. I don't know if he's talking about the DB.
Who the fuck is Knuckles?
Huh?
Knicks.
Oh.
Hold on. I'm sorry to cut you off. Fuck you, Belly.
Nah, so like, that's what I'm looking at. Now, like, I hope Shador exceeds expectations. But it's really wild when we all knew before the season started, this is not a quarterback draft. And everybody was waiting on next year. You can look at the free agent signings right now. They're waiting on next year's draft to figure that out. Well, they're putting around the pieces for next year's draft. Who needs a quarterback?
So true,
right? Look at Jacksonville. Hey, Trevor Lawrence, you got this year, and you out, and we getting somebody else.
But they don't got a number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Right now,
they're stuck. They're stuck.
And the teams that were in need of quarterbacks now, like just throwing a lob up there. How many people think Minnesota are in a right now situation for a quarterback? Anyone disagree?
I agree.
I agree.
Right?
I don't.
You don't?
I don't think they need one right now.
So are you? So in other words, you're comfortable enough with what they have at quarterback to.
They were going to start J.J. McCarthy over Sam Darnold last year.
No. We're talking about right now.
I know.
And I understand that.
To roll the dice on JJ McCarthy over
And-
Sam Darnold.
And I understand that. But right now, with what they have,
yes,
do you think they are in a quarterback need situation?
No.
I do.
I think they do because and like I said, throwing a layup up there.
Hmm?
We don't know what JJ McCarthy is. Yo, forget about all of the stuff that he did in college. Won a national championship.
Right.
Yo, we still don't like. I'm not comfortable with saying JJ McCarthy will go out there and throw a 50-yard strike to to Addison, let alone.
But Sam Howell will.
I'm more comfortable with that.
That's why
God.
If you're banking, and hear me out. You know why? You know why, bro? You know why, bro? The reason why is because we saw Sam Howell do it in Washington. He was throwing bombs to that one receiving room core in Washington in Scary Terry, was he not?
and look at the quarterback coach in Minnesota. That's why I'm not too concerned. So I wouldn't say they're in need of it. Look at the quarterback coach.
Yeah, I don't think they're really in need neither, bro. To be honest, you're looking at JJ McCarthy. I agree with Drew. You may not necessarily know who he is right now, but one thing we do know is he knows how to at least manage a game relatively well and not turn the ball over, right?
I'll give you that.
And you're looking at what he's got on that offense. You have arguably a top 5 receiving core with JJ, Jordan Addison, and whoever else they added. Decent tight end. Your offensive line is getting Darisaw back. You added Ryan Kelly, who's been a 9-10-year starter. You added Will Fries, who's been one of the best right guards in the league the past couple years. You have a solid running game, a solid 1-2 punch at a running game, and your defense is top 10. I see, honestly, I see no reason why JJ McCarthy isn't just asked to go out there and not throw interceptions and not fumble, to be honest with you, bro. I don't think they're even going to ask him to throw the ball 25 times a game, really.
Snow has a coronary heart attack. He's been raising his hand like a good guy.
Let's say if JJ McCarthy doesn't get it done, what you gonna do? Get a quarterback in the quarterback draft next year?
I don't think you.
No,
to me that's a setback though. Is it not?
I'm gonna ask a question to everybody real quick, right? Before the start of the season, what number out of 32 would you rank Sam Darnold?
35.
Anybody else?
Valid.
Going into this season?
No, going into last season. What would you
35.
Drew,
It's very low.
I was gonna go about 62.
You mean tell me that all you need is somebody who says, "Hey, bro, my heartbeat." Fam, put JJ McCarthy out there. If it don't work, next.
I had JJ McCarthy ranked 68.
Oh, yo,
he was over the water boy, bro.
Or you read up on JJ. You good. You're good. You don't need a quarterback right now.
JJ don't show me, and I'm gonna use Mel Kiper's word. JJ McCarthy doesn't show me any type of moxie. Doesn't show me any type of spunk. Because all it's gonna take is for some real knucklehead outside edge guy that's looking to headhunt a quarterback just standing there like a deer in headlights with the ball in his hand. And you know what's going to happen? He's going to be Sam Darnold part 2, seeing ghost of DN's past rushing at his face. He's going to pull another Dan Orlovsky. This time it's just going to be in Minnesota.
And you're still going to draft a quarterback next year.
Okay, that puts you behind the bullet bar.
Roll him out.
All right. Well, unlike Shedeur Sanders, thinking that he was the only person in the draft this year. Sorry, I just had to do it. I'm sorry.
Obviously.
I didn't mean
that. Was cheeky. That was real cheeky.
That was really cheeky.
Oh,
I want to go around the room and ask you about your team. I'll give you guys a few, a minute or so or whatever to tell me about your draft, what you liked, what you didn't like, because the funny thing was, by the way, shout out to everyone that joined us last Thursday night. We had a great time, 4-hour podcast. ratings are through the roof. That's why we're the best, and no one else is even compared. It's not even worth mentioning them in the same breath sometimes. But I thought we saw a lot of. We were all shocked at points last week. Like, really? They took him? What? They took him? And guys kept on falling. So, Wes, I'll ask you first, since you're not paying attention. You're watching the Knick game.
Merry Christmas.
Overall, give me the Raiders. I mean, obviously, we all know you're extremely heavy with the first pick that they had, but give me your Raiders pick. Your picks overall. What do you think, and where does that put you guys going into the 2025?
It doesn't. I don't think it puts us to the top of the division or anything like that. It's just for me. Couple of things. New regime, so you kind of gotta get an idea of what they. Obviously, I'm happy with Gentry. I like what they added, but I don't really. I just like the whole point of just adding talent to this roster because I think the Raiders didn't have a lot of talent, and when you bring Geno as an upgrade, and I'll do the whole Raider offseason so far, but Geno is an upgrade. Upgrade running back room. I like the young receivers, but I think some of them need work, more time. But I just like the offensive assets they added to the team. I wish we would have addressed some other defensive needs, but one thing at a time. I'm not going to rip them too much. Overall, I'm happy with the draft.
Drew,
Yo,
give me your breakdown of the
I
Bears.
like what Chicago did. Sorry to interrupt, but Mitch, me and you were pumping fists when Luther Burton go off the board for Chicago.
I was so fucking happy for
Right.
the Bears on that one. So
yeah,
Drew, what's your thoughts, sir?
I will say I was surprised by the first 3 picks. Those were, and not like, oh my God, surprised, but like, whoa, that is just really good. Getting Loveland, getting Burton,
Thank you.
and then you're welcome. And then I'm gonna butcher his name, Trapilo. I think those were 3 solid picks to start out. I looking through the entire draft. I'm gonna give it. If I had to give it a grade, I would say B plus, just because of addressing the needs. I think they got a steal with that 62nd and that 132nd pick with those trades that they made, getting a guy like Turner at D tackle and at 62. Looking at him inside next to Billings, if Billings is healthy, right? With whether he's opposite, whether he's inside on Grady Jarrett or on Swift's side, I think that's a really good complementary piece. And then the linebacker, another name I'm a butcher, homeboy from Maryland. He plays the gaps very, very good, very disciplined. He's got this twitchiness to him where he shifts, moves, great recognition and reading the gaps, and he's a very good pass rusher. So overall, solid draft for Chicago, man. I really liked it, and looking upward this season, man.
Drew, what's your goal for Caleb Williams this year?
My goal?
Like, do you expect better out of him this year?
Expectations, right? I don't really have expectations. However, I am looking for him to have
improved from last year, I guess.
I'm looking for him to have an improvement. He threw for what, 3,300 yards last year. I know Mitch thinks that he's going to go 4,000. I don't think he hits 4,000 second year. But I think he does throw more yards. I am looking for his completion percentage to be a lot better. And like I told Mitch, we had this conversation. Like, I had the thought process that that Ben Johnson was going to look to have a dual back set, right? With drafting Burton, drafting Loveland. It looks like he's trying to space the field out for him, put him in shotgun, quick passes, get the ball out quick, find your hot route, find your hot read, play action out of the shotgun or that read option out of the shotgun so he can be that mobile guy. So I am looking for those touchdown numbers. That is something I'm expecting to jump off the page next year. Them touchdown numbers, passing and rushing for him. So that's about it.
Dino,
Yes, sir.
what do you think about the Colts draft, buddy?
I liked it, man. Again, I want to thank Drew and the Chicago Bears for passing up on Tyler Warren at tight end. Definitely love that pick. Definitely addresses a big need. Our tight ends were ranked last, pretty much last year in everything. Yards, receptions, yards after catch, touchdowns. Our tight end room was. We could have put a middle school tight end out there, and he probably would have been more productive than what our tight ends was.
You had Mo Alley out there, right? Last year, right?
Nah, Mo Alley's a free agent. Mo Alley's more of a he's more of a big body blocking tight end in my opinion.
Red zone.
Yeah, nice little red zone threat every once in a while, but other than that, I wasn't a huge fan of Mo Alley. Second round, getting JT from Ohio State to put in that edge rush room too, man. I love that pick, bro. Love that pick. Adding another dog to that defensive line where you already got Kwity Paye. You getting Samson Ebukam back, who had 9.5 sacks his last healthy season. Got Leatu Latu, who you drafted at 15 last year. Still got DeForest Buckner and Grover Stewart under contract. I think that defensive line got the potential to be real scary if everybody stays healthy and produces like they should, man. The cornerback we got in the third from Minnesota, Justin Wally. I like him. He's a nice little physical corner, man. I like how he reads and reacts to his man, especially making sure they don't get a lot of yards after the catch and stuff like that, man. So I like that addition to the DB room that already had a couple big acquisitions in Cam Bynum and Charvarius Ward. So yeah, love that one, man. Jalen Travis, we upgraded a little bit at the tackle, man. DJ Giddens in the 5th round from Kansas State to pair with Jonathan Taylor and Khalil Herbert. I think it's going to be a dangerous little combination, man. Our running game might be very scary. The only thing I don't like that we didn't address in this draft that I wish we would have was our interior offensive line, man. We lost Ryan Kelly and Will Fries, like I mentioned with Minnesota. But yeah, man, we didn't address that, and I think that might hurt the growth of Anthony Richardson, man, if there is any to be had there. So all around, I give it a solid B plus to A minus.
Who would you say was your steal for you in the draft?
Right. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm gonna say it might sound crazy because he was. I don't think he was really on a lot of people's radars, man. But that safety we got from Wisconsin in the 7th round, Hunter Wohler, man. I was watching some tape on him, man. He led Wisconsin in tackles the last 2 seasons. I think he had like 120 total tackles last year at the safety spot. Just a real physical fucking safety that can get downhill, punish a ball carrier, plays well in the gaps. You can put him in the box. He can track the ball well in coverage, man. I think that's going to be our little steal of the draft right there.
I was going to say putting him, like dropping him down in the box. He can take away tight ends up the seam. He can take away guys trying to man beater across, coming downhill, crashing.
Yeah.
I like that pick. Who?
Yeah, Drew.
What did you say? I didn't hear what you said.
I said pause because you was talking about somebody taking tight ends up the seam.
All right. Pause.
I ain't let that slip. No.
All right. Goldfish face. All right. What about the Jets?
I like some people. I was kind of aggravated with the first pick, to be honest, because Garrett Wilson needs another weapon. But getting Thomas, the corner from Florida State, in the third round, I think that helps being able to move Michael Carter to the outside because he can play there in the slot. He can also play safety, which I'm not too worried about because they got the safety out of Bama. Because Cisco was the signing that they needed. The one that concerns me the most is the fact Mimbo in the first round. Because, like I said, we needed another weapon. I don't shake your head all you want. Our problem was the interior O-line giving up literally, what was it? There's 3 different games that they gave up 5 sacks. The interior O-line did. We didn't address that.
Really?
Alexander Tucker didn't do what he was drafted to do. Granted, he came back from an injury. He didn't produce last year. So that's what I think they should have addressed in the first round, seeing the fact that there was, like, I was talking to Drew about it before. The depth of talent is there. And they should have get another O-lineman.
I'll take 2 out of the stack.
Back on the third round. You should have addressed guard issues. That's the issue we had. They should have addressed that. Getting Mason Taylor.
Yeah.
No tight end.
I like that pick.
I like that pick, and I like the pick of the other 2 Miami boys, that linebacker and then the edge rusher, Barron. Those are going to be nice rotational special team guys that you'll see coming on third downs potentially. So overall, I'll say that they got a D-.
All right, bro.
I just wanted to say to Belly B first and foremost that I tried to say before the draft that they probably would need secondary help due to the fact that they lost DJ Reed, and he pretty much threatened to give me bodily harm for saying it. But that's
Whoa. We don't condone violence here at the No Man Podcast, sir.
Apologize.
That doesn't mean he didn't mean it.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
So I get first. I'm a grade first. I'm going maybe C+, B- at best, and I think the reason isn't necessarily because of the draft picks themselves. It's more so that this is another draft that my head coach has everything pretty much put on a platter for him to be successful with, and I'm just sick of seeing it. Now, I do like the first 4 picks. I'll say that. The first 4 picks from the corner to both the D tackles, as well as another corner. I like it. Just because if you look at what transpired, motorcycles seem to be so loud nowadays. If you look at what transpired in the playoffs, we took an injury to the number 1 corner. And from that point on, it was terrible as far as the secondary, because just from Beckford leaving and then having actually Rasul Douglas be the actual number 1, where he was clearly a 3 at best. And so what I like what they did in the draft is the first thing they did was that this doofus face decides to turn this music up while I'm talking live on YouTube and Twitch. Thank everyone for paying us some attention, even though his music is complete garbage. The Bills have depth now in the secondary. They brought back Dane Jackson. I do not think Dane Jackson is a starter, but I do like him in the rotation. They also brought back Tre'Davious White. I do not think Tre'Davious White is a starter, but I do like him in the rotation. And you bring the young kid in Harrison to be the number 2 to go along with Christian Beckford. So God forbid if something happens to one of them, you have pretty much players not only that have been around the rodeo to know the defense, but they've been tested. And so I think that's the best thing that we have going on for the secondary. What I like also about the defensive line is you bring in Joey Bosa, and people think that when you bring in a name like that, you're looking for 15 to 20 sacks. That's never been what you need from a guy like Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa's at his best when his peers are playing their best. And if you look at the re-signing of the young kid, I forget, Gregory Rousseau, even though I didn't agree necessarily with him getting paid over James Cook, this is the time for him, as well as Joey Bosa, to pretty much cement themselves in this Bills defense when it pertains to the defensive end. And Ed Oliver, who is a seasoned vet now, he has a young kid who will be eventually replacing him in TJ Sanders. And there's a guy that is 6'7", 300 some odd pounds from Kentucky, and I am guaranteeing you he's going to be a problem. The first thing that people were talking about was his motor, and he takes plays off. That may be cool in Kentucky in college, but when you have individuals who are looking to do something different in Buffalo besides lose in the playoffs, right? You have veterans over there that they're looking to win. They're looking to be different, if you will. And who better to do so with a guy like Daquan Jones, who he will be learning from in that defensive line room, as well as Joey Bosa, as well as the rest of the guys. So for me, they definitely solidified the defense to have depth that they did not have a season ago. The only issue that I have, again, like I said, is not only with Brandon Beane deciding to feed this coach the most draft picks that he's probably had in his entire career, even though he's had multiple years of getting defensive players. I would have liked to seen one of those wide receivers come off the board a little bit early. Not saying that they needed it, because the last, 8-9 weeks of the season, nobody outscored the Buffalo Bills. The Bills they put up the most points in the NFL. So clearly it works of what they're doing. Yes, I said it. Yeah, you can turn your head to the side. You can do all.
Is that true though? Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. Yes, it's true. Google it, sir. I appreciate you questioning
your attitude.
That is true.
I
They were.
appreciate you questioning. That's what I don't like,
They were
especially about my
balling.
team. Right. I can see if we were talking about your team. We talking about my team. In any event, host, and I appreciate you for allowing me to be here. But again, please, sir. So they are okay offensively. But I would have liked to seen them upgrade. I love you too. I would have liked to seen them upgrade at least one receiver, say in the 4th round or the 5th round, to wait to the 7th round and undrafted free agents. Those are guys that are pretty much, unless we get lucky, those are guys that are pretty much going to be.
Tight end too, one?
Yeah, he was in like the 6th round though.
Okay.
And I didn't understand that pick either, because I mean, God forbid something happens to one of the tight ends that we actually do have in Kincaid and
Dawson Knox.
Dawson Knox. I mean, I still don't think we needed a tight end. You know what I mean? But I mean, he knows more than I do. So
I think
Dawson getting a little older, ain't he?
I was about to say that. I think that's why they drafted Dawson. I mean, drafted him, that tight end, in the 6th round, because
6th round,
excuse me, because Dawson hasn't. I want to say he's plateauing.
You have a lot of boyfriends.
Past 3 years, he hasn't really shown, one, the veteran, quality that they were looking for Kincaid, and 2, his production level hasn't been there. He's battled a couple of injuries, couple of seasons, so I do think that's the reason why they brought him in. He's a good receiving tight end, but where you lose is I don't recall him being that good of a blocking tight end in that trench. He'll be a chip away kind of guy and then release out on that blocking scheme. But I think Landon Jackson was a huge pickup for you guys. I've been big on Landon Jackson.
very much so.
Just in his ability to play, and I like it even more with, and I'm glad you said, Joey Bosa, that Bosa boy is someone who needs to have someone around him that works, that's a workhorse.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna get that from Landon Jackson, whether he's standing up on the edge, sealing in Bosa, or whether he's on the opposite side, funneling everything in that direction. So I do think that was a great pickup for y'all.
Shout out to that man, Landon Jackson, doing what he's doing, overcoming the got going on.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And another thing I want to, I'm sorry. One thing I want to add is that Ray Davis, who was picked from Kentucky a year ago, was the mainstay to try to get the guy Deion Walker to Buffalo. They obviously grew a relationship. So now we have Deion Walker, Ray Davis, who are Kentucky boys, man. You know, that means a lot, man, when you're young up. And Maxwell Harrison, obviously from the first round, but that brings the continuity, man, familiarity for guys that are young, you know, trying to get themselves to be implemented into what the Bills are trying to do. And I just think for the Bills, I think the only question going forward for Buffalo, there's two tough questions. The first question is, what is it going to look like for James Cook? Whether he's going to wait until the season starts to be a part of the team, or is he going to be what they call a professional and just deal with it and prove them wrong another season? And then two, and I've said this same, I don't know how many times I've been saying this shit, bro. When's enough for this head coach? So
never.
Obviously.
All right, Snow. What about your Panthers, buddy?
Oh man, you know me as the most level-headed fan ever in life.
Well,
when it comes to the Panthers, Hornets, Juventus, different story. But it's kind of like what I said before this offseason started. You asked the question, what do you wish your team would do? I said, don't be stupid. They didn't, they weren't dumb. Hey, what do you need? Let's get Bryce some help. All right, let's get the best or top 3 wide receiver in the draft. Great. We're done with wide receivers that we really need. What else we need? Edge rushers. Let's get 2 of them shits. Great. Let's get 2. You know what else we need? Safeties. Let's get a safety. Got a safety. You know what's great? Let's take a flyer on the guy from Colorado because Adam Thielen's not going to be here for a while. Let's get a slot receiver for the low and see what happens in like a year or 2. We got one. It wasn't fun. It just made sense. And that's all I care about.
And you got Renfro. You got Renfro yesterday or today, right? Yesterday.
Yeah, yep. We got Renfro, but he's not gonna be around for long. but we got Jimmy Horn Jr., who could be the slot guy.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? Like
sleep on Jimmy Horn Jr.
Yo, Jimmy Horn Jr., bro.
Super late. So it's like stuff. So stuff made sense. There was no reaches. It wasn't fun, but it made sense. That's all I care about, yo. I like my sports. Boring as hell. Just makes sense. I like my sports like I like my relationships. Just make it make sense to me. Don't have me out here crazy.
I was about to say, if you said you like your relationships boring, god damn, right?
Nice and easy, bro. Nice and easy.
Not boring.
I was afraid he was going to say I like my relationships like I like the Panthers mid, but I didn't.
No. I am extremely happy.
Damn.
Best available.
But I'm saying that's crazy.
Hey,
but I'm just saying, like, yo, like, let's like just make it make sense. Don't have me out here looking crazy as a fan. You know what I'm saying?
Get that. Yeah. So
I agree.
Hot take. I think Jimmy Horn made Travis Hunter look great at wide receiver.
Hey.
I mean,
Drew, really?
I'm not mad at him. He did say hot take.
I think the Panthers definitely. I liked what the Panthers did. I thought they had a good draft. I think, like you said, Snow, they addressed their needs, and you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I guess lastly, we'll talk about my Bengals.
Yeah.
I love my first pick. We drafted a guy like Bro. We drafted a guy from Texas A&M last year that loves that's his running mate, and he loves him. At first, I was kind of caught up on the numbers because everyone was saying about Shamar, and then I watched some tape on Shamar.
He's got it.
The kid's an animal. The kid is a beast.
Yeah, he's got the bag. He's got the bag. He just didn't necessarily have the production. But we said it before.
But you say that, right? But here, to me, production is measured in a lot of different ways, right?
Right. I was gonna say we
everything.
Said, I was gonna say we said before that college production doesn't necessarily mean anything when it comes to the NFL because we've seen tremendous historical college production, and then when you get to the NFL, you have historical dog
Right.
shit production.
Well, but I think with Shamar, Shamar pushed everyone to the other edge.
Yeah,
So
facts.
the other edge was getting all the fucking
Yes, sir.
tackles because he's chasing motherfuckers down all the time.
Yeah.
So very happy with that. There were other guys I wanted to take. The whole Will Johnson thing. Everyone knows I was big on Will Johnson, but apparently the knees are not as healthy as one would think they were.
They called him the Christian Watson of DBs.
The linebacker from South Carolina, Demetrius Knight, love that pick.
I like Demetrius, bro.
Love that pick.
He's
got
a mode, like it's just nonstop pace, tempo.
Dylan Fairchild in the third round from Georgia, the offensive line. I mean, big body out there to protect Joe. We had Barrett Carter. I didn't know a lot about him, but again, went back and watched some tape on him. Another guy, big motor, huge tackler, very fast. Jalen Rivers, another one from Miami, He protected the first round pick. So he done a good job. And then I'll tell you, I love the last pick, our 6th round pick, kid from the running back from Texas Tech. I don't know how Moss is going to respond.
Brooks.
Yeah, Tajay Brooks. I don't know how Moss is going to respond coming back. I love Savaje Perine, but he's just a third down back, kind of a blocker guy. So we'll see. And then we picked up some kid from Duke, a wide receiver, yesterday.
Zion?
What'd you say?
What?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, don't mind me.
You gotta ask Reese about him.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
Overall, I gave my Bengals about a B plus. I think they did well. I think they addressed a lot of the needs. I don't think they're done. I think they'll invite some guys in who are free agents to hopefully help out. But so now that we talked about our teams and what they've done, Drew, I'm going to go to you first. Outside of your team or any of the teams that we just mentioned, favorite draft pick and why? Or actually, outside of your own team, if you want to mention anyone else's team, that's fine.
There were a couple of like definitely the Landon Jackson, right? As I said, Ashton Genty. I was Ashton Genty all the way, but I'm gonna have to say the Eagles making that trade at the end of the first round to pick up what's the kid's name? Was it Booker?
Yep, Tyler Booker in the
Tyler Booker.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro. Like, tell me I'm on the bandwagon.
The Eagles didn't get Booker in the first round. Booker went to
okay.
Campbell, excuse me. Getting Campbell. I say I'm on the bandwagon, whatever. I just think you added another piece to that developing defense that is, I'm sorry, they're gonna give that division a problem offensively and defensively next year. And a couple of other teams throughout the season. I know we played them this year, Chicago. I don't think we pieced together a sound piece of work against that defense. Hopefully our defense can withstand some of that offensive pressure that they're going to put out there. But yeah, I think that was a really.
Drew, I've been saying this for the last few days. It's crazy. In all my years, I've never seen a team that has won the Super Bowl and in the same year had a phenomenal draft like this. I mean, to the Eagle fans out there, to Howie Roseman, to whoever, maybe it's a Philly cheesesteak. That motherfucker knows what he's doing. Like,
I mean, shit. He's gone into 2 consecutive drafts.
3.
Because last year's 3, he got 3 years in a row where he went and had a big name
right
move and acquisition. You know, I'll say 2 because we don't know exactly where this first round pick is going to put himself at. But if he has a great year, if he has a good year, the way Cooper DeJean, and the other corner did, Nolan Carter, the way he did. I mean, Nolan Smith, excuse me, the way Nolan Smith did. Like, you've got 3 consecutive years with a Super Bowl at and a solid playoff run where you've put together a very good prospect looking for the next 5 years for yourself, bro. So I just like that. I like those moves that were made by them.
okay. Bro, same question.
So for me, I mean, it's definitely a couple players, and I mean, we can go on and on about what Philly is, but I mean, they're Super Bowl champs. They don't need any fucking glade. Fuck them. I just think Baltimore, to me, I mean, I don't know what it's going to turn into. I don't know, if that necessarily helps the quarterback out, more so than his own play. But if Starks is what we think he is, and they've already got a guy that we can honestly say he's at worst top. Is going to be very dangerous to throw the football on, especially for receivers that are scary as hell. Because he has no problem putting you on your you know what. So to me, Malachi Starks is definitely probably one of my favorite because I wanted him in Buffalo pretty damn bad. I think if he would have fell to Buffalo, I think Buffalo would have went in that direction over Harrison. Harrison actually had some reports of some things that he was never charged for or anything like that. But I mean, Brandon being, solidified that things worked out. But I mean, I just think he would have probably been the pick if he was there. And another guy for Baltimore as well who fell to them is Mike Green. For him to slide that far and then to go into that culture with that defense and him having his own issues, he's going to be beyond motivated in Baltimore. So, I mean, look out for the defense, man,
I mean, that's the potential, but he also has the potential, hopefully not. And I'm going to say this even as a Bengal fan, but as a human being, I'm saying this, hopefully not that he falls back into whatever bad habits he was doing before.
Yes, sir.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You are. You are a bungle to the end, sir. Yes, you are.
Okay,
you are.
First off, it's a Bengal, you bougie cow.
Bingo. Excuse me. Sorry.
You bougie ass cow. Listen, I don't want to hear it.
Big yells.
Yeah.
But no, I don't want to see anyone fail. I know he's a good ball player, and shit, they had 763,000 picks in the draft.
Oh, Lord.
But anyway, Stino, who's your? Give me your outside of your team, maybe your favorite pick that you saw you thought was a smart pick for a team.
Outside of my team, I'm gonna give you 2. I love Xavier Watts going to Atlanta in the 3rd round. I think that was
I hated that shit.
Huge pick. I think Atlanta really had their first 3 picks. I think that locked them in as the winners of the draft, in my opinion. They addressed the linebacker, the edge, and the safety. 3 needs on the defense. There was real key positions of need. I just love the Xavier Watts pick, pairing him next to Jesse Bates, man. I think that's going to be crazy. And on the offensive side, Trey Harris with the Chargers, man. Being able to put him on the outside, letting Ladd McConkey thrive in the middle, in the slot, doing the short intermediate game and stuff like that, allowing Trey Harris using his 4.3, 4.4 speed to take the top off of defense and win 50-50 balls downfield and stuff like that. I think Trey Harris might be in contention for the offensive rookie of the year in that offense, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's bold. All right, Snowman.
So kind of piggybacking on what we talked about earlier, my favorite pick or non-pick was the Steelers. They don't have a quarterback, and they said, you know what? We gonna roll the dice the next year.
They got Will Howard.
They got
Yep.
Will Howard.
Yep, that's what's up. We gonna roll the dice the next year. That's what it is, yo.
That
They
was a
got
good
Will
one.
Howard
That was a good one.
the same way they like last call, y'all.
Man.
Exact same way. They'll be picking a quarterback next year, and that's what's up. You didn't reach. You know what? Tomlin not having a winning season, it's okay. Or not having a losing season, it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm glad that they didn't reach. Just go with just go with it. You're gonna be running the ball, and some DB is gonna get jumped. So
Okay.
that's what it's gonna be.
Belly.
Bella.
First things first, shout out to all these second and third generation stars that got drafted this year.
Hey, sound like the WWE.
Right, that part. Nah, so the picks I like both came from one team, and it was the Bucks.
Took it. They took both.
Addressing the need in the secondary with Benjamin Morrison and taking that 400-pound defensive lineman from Florida.
Buddy.
Bro, that shit's gonna be nasty. Like, I think the two teams that addressed the needs in the front four was the Bucks and was the Giants. Giants, Bear Alexander, the Bucks getting that other defensive tackle to put next to Vita Vea to stop the run, something they struggled at. That's mine. Sorry, Wes. I didn't mean to take your light there.
No, but actually, I was going to look at the offensive side with Tampa Bay. Like, obviously, I gave shout out to Drew because I like what Chicago did to their offense. But Tampa Bay grabbing the receiver, I think it was one of the Iowa State guys.
Mecca Ibuka.
That it just gives Baker more weapons, and I think Baker should be considered as an easy draftable quarterback. Basically, offensive weapons that they got, that they keep giving them.
For sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, look. What up, Reese? Welcome to the show. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate you. So, with all that said, right, we do a fantasy show here, right? There's a lot of our focus during the season.
Sometimes.
Watch yourself. Watch your mouth, buddy. So instantly I started looking at it from a fantasy perspective, right? What guy's gonna what guys, certain guys going to certain teams, how's that impact the offense, the defense, what are we looking at? So early prediction, right? Stino, give me a guy that you believe or is maybe on your, let's just say it like this, and without giving away your secret sauce, pause.
That's crazy.
It wasn't that crazy. Relax.
That was a little bit crazy.
It wasn't.
See,
what is your dark horse, right? Who you like going into this season? Who you think is gonna be just had a fantasy? He's gonna make that fantasy impact year one.
Fantasy impact.
That's a fantasy championship ring. You should try to get one.
okay.
I got mine already.
All right. Go ahead and get it out of my face, man. All right.
There you go.
Anyways, back to your question, ma'am. I'm gonna have to say
I hate you.
No, I really like Trey Harris, man. I mentioned him with the Chargers already, man. I think that I really think he's going to make a huge impact on that Chargers offense and for Justin Herbert. But another guy that I really like and I think is going to get a lot of snaps to start the season, and he's going to prove to be a workhorse. He can do it both receiving out of the backfield, and he can do it running the ball. I like R.J. Harvey in Denver. I like RJ Harvey in Denver. I think he's going to be one of those guys that can come in. If you're able to draft him late rounds, definitely snag him up because he might be a guy that as a rookie cracks close to that 1,200, 1,300 all-purpose yard plateau. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Snow, fantasy guy. Give me one.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Easy. Matthew Golden.
Okay.
I like that. I like that.
Reese.
Oh man. Sorry fellas, I'm in a different time zone, so my clocks were off.
Sound like me, man. Yeah, where you at, man?
Tennessee.
Ooh.
Tennessee whiskey.
You in Nashville?
Close. I mean,
Hey man. Broadway.
I like Broadway Avenue. You ain't lying.
Okay.
But I will go. Mario Hampton going to the Chargers, man. I like Mario Hampton.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's a couple guys, but you said sleeper. So
not necessarily sleeper. Just a guy that you know, from a fantasy perspective, you know, we know certain people don't like to draft rookies or don't look at rookies or whatever the case.
Shout out Betts.
Bets. But like, who's on your radar right now? Because maybe because of the situation he got put into.
Right. And thanks. That was actually a pretty good segue. I was about to curse you out, but that was actually a pretty damn good segue, sir.
Hey,
Higgins going to Houston because if you look at what they've already pretty much done with nothing when it pertains to his growth and development, fire CJ, you know, not necessarily having the guys late in the injuries or whatever the case may be. And they're going to be without one of their star receivers due to injury. He's going to be looked at to pretty much be involved. And CJ's not a guy that doesn't know how to spread the ball around and get guys involved and get them comfortable into the offense. You see how easily, I mean, obviously Stephon Diggs is a veteran, but you see how easily he transitioned smoothly into the offense. And so for me, Higgins, which is something that they desperately needed, which is another receiver, I think could potentially be a good move there for Houston.
Drew.
Hey, you're on mute, bro.
You're on mute, Drew.
That is crazy. You were still talking too. That was crazy.
Shut up. I heard you. Like, damn. Annoying, bro. Raven, what up? Reese, what up? I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with my homeboy from Oregon, T. Ferguson, getting drafted by the Rams. I think in that system with him, if he does get that potential to play enough, I think that is a guy that can sneakily get some red zone targets, touchdown, looks. If they're in that red zone and he's on the field and Stafford needs to throw a 50-50 ball, you got a guy like T. Ferg that can definitely get up there and go grab snatch down a pass over somebody. Very good up the seam as well. So I think T. Ferguson can definitely be a rookie guy that you can draft later if you need a tight end. Make some moves.
Ravens. Welcome to the show.
What's up? I'm going Shedeur Sanders, man.
You talking about ticket sale?
Here comes the hate.
I'm gonna go Ibuka. What's his name out of Ohio State?
Emeka Ibuka, yeah.
Emeka Ibuka, however you say his name. I'm gonna go with him, man.
Really?
No,
I like him as a receiver, bro. I think he's gonna be good.
I'm saying you don't think that's a tight little receiving core right now, and his position is Godwin's.
But I think his guy there's a lot of injury and then there's a lot of age in that receiving core.
That's true.
That receiving group. So if he gets if you remember Scotty Miller, whatever his name, he boomed at one point. And I think Ibuka, if that's his name, I don't know his name, but
Well,
I think if he gets the targets and he gets the reps, he can take over one of the starting spots.
Ravens, if you're giving out fantasy advice, you gotta let people know they're gonna have to be patient with that. They might have to wait for that production. Maybe
Oh
until
yeah, I'm not saying like a third, fourth round pick. No, like
Yeah,
a sixth, seventh, maybe undrafted. He might go undrafted.
I mean,
Alright.
Ibuka can move. If Ibuka does get the touches, I can see him beating out McMillan for that third spot in that
Yeah.
receiving room.
I forgot McMillan was the god.
I don't know, man, because McMillan really balled out in the absence
He
of
did.
Godwin last year, man. He like he was making differences down the end.
But
Like,
I think every year,
okay,
like
hold on. But to Ravens' point, by picking that guy, then why go get 9,000 wide receivers in the draft?
That's the same question I have for the Bears.
yeah, man, yeah, same thing about the Browns. Why get 3 fucking quarterbacks?
Because they both suck as organizations. All right, moving on. Mel-
Damn, the Knicks is down a lot. My bad.
Knicks are down 4 with 25 seconds left.
Tom Thibodeau.
Fuck you, Belly B. You Celtics.
Pacers won.
I don't need you. Listen, I don't need your gap tooth fucking smile when you say that the Knicks are down. By
God damn.
Damn.
That's right. I don't want to hear
Yeah.
Shout out to
Obviously.
the Knicks choke.
We got the Lincoln
Hashtag Knicks choke.
that your team's not even in the playoffs. No, all
I
right.
didn't even have a
They
basketball
are
team,
in my
so-
heart.
Oh, God.
Belly.
Let's go Hornets.
Shout out to whoever's winning.
So mine's gonna be somebody that was when an undrafted free, you know.
Oh, okay.
And I've been high on this man because the team he went, they have no receiver room. Literally, like their second and third receiver are trash, and that's Nick Nash to the Falcons. I think that man can play into that.
What?
Yes, I said it. Stop. I think he could play onto that team to be the second or third receiver over Darnell Mooney and Ray McLeod.
They did go defense all this whole damn draft.
All right, Wes, who's your guy?
What
Oh
round
my
you drafted?
lord, who's that?
Who?
Wes,
I'm sorry. I thought Bromo was saying.
what'd you say?
I thought Bromo was about the sleepers.
No, I'm asking what round would he be willing to draft Nash in?
Like 10, 11.
I mean, what is that old background? Do you not see? You don't follow the
I
program?
don't have one of those. I didn't,
Yes, you
I
do
guess
have
I'm
one of those.
they're
Go to
gonna
the
kick me
Discord.
out, I guess.
Listen, go to the Discord, Menudo. It's in there, buddy.
I mean, that's
Menudo
fucking
is crazy.
All right,
You
Wes.
could have said El DeBarge.
That's fudged up, man.
I'm gonna fuck them over. And by the way, Belly, your fucking Celtics are losing. Wes, give me a damn fucking fantasy player, damn it.
My personal sleeper, is that what you're asking?
No, I'm asking for a guy that you're looking at in the draft as a rookie that you think is going to make an instant impact on the team.
Ashton Gentry. Too easy. Layup.
Yeah, that was a layup.
That was a finger roll.
That was a big layup, bro.
You gotta put a big H on your head for Homer.
That was a Victor Wembanyama finger roll.
He's going to get all the work.
Feel the beat in the rhythm of the night.
That is true. Well, I'm gonna, as the kids say, put 10 toes down, stand on business.
Nobody says that shit.
Shut your face. No one's asking you.
Yeah, I don't have that. I don't have that in my Discord. I don't know what.
Yeah, you do have it in your Discord, you weirdo. Anyway, I'll text it to you right now.
Oh!
I'm gonna go with. I'm still standing on what I said. This is the year that a Bears quarterback finally throws for over 4,000 yards, and Caleb Williams. And my guy is Mr. Burton. I think Mr.
Put that
Burton's
evil
gonna
on
have
us,
a
Ricky
huge
Bobby.
impact on that team. He's going to help with the development of Rome. He's going to help with getting DJ open. Plus, you got Loveland out there, Cole Kmet's out there. I like Luther Burton. I've been big on that guy for day one. So,
I'm sorry. Did Drew answer the question? I wasn't there. Did Drew answer the question about they got a lot of weapons? There's got to be some cutoff. Are you afraid to draft somebody in that offense, knowing because Luther is pretty much my comp for Luther was DJ Moore. Like they're the same kind of player style.
I mean, they said that there was too many targets for him last year, and everyone still ate a decent amount last year.
Okay, it's a lot. That's a lot now.
You said that last year. You said it was a lot last year.
Roma
I mean, but from a fantasy perspective, was
Yeah,
there
for
really
Yeah,
like Keenan Allen didn't really show out fantasy wise.
And
Roma
granted,
Dunze wasn't really a fantasy stud.
I think Keenan Allen had one
and-
game where he had,
and we can honestly say, all of that, it was not from that individual player's production level.
Yeah.
It was from the quarterback being inefficient. Ravens, please don't do
didn't
that.
he throw for over 4,000 yards or some shit like that?
No, he did not. See, Casual, welcome to the party. Welcome to the party, Casual. Like he overthrew. Like we saw.
Oh, my bad. That's a different team.
We saw game in and game out where he overthrew DJ, he overthrew Keenan, he overthrew Rome down the stretch when the ball should have had a nice touch in placement. He missed certain windows, which lessened the opportunity for people to really exceed and have a good year. Granted, I'm going to go to Reese's point. He's a rookie. And it's a rookie year.
And the O-line wasn't great.
And the O-line definitely wasn't great. So for that matter.
Yep.
But
and the defense too.
Yeah, I know our defense really underplayed last year. Like
also, the offensive line.
Your defense sucked.
I said when Briscoe got hurt, yeah, I said that. But other than that, before then, they were pretty solid.
All right, we had no defensive pressure.
Yo, don't talk about the coach.
Oh, don't even get started on him.
Yeah.
I hope he never gets another coaching position. Matter of fact, I'm lying. I hope he does get a coaching position with the Dallas Cowboys so he can end his career there and then never. Yes.
Hey, Drew, how do you feel about the secondary?
He's got a job.
Secondary was banged up. No, I said I hope he gets a head coaching job as the Dallas Cowboys coach.
Oh yeah, he's a defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I hope he's that. I hope he becomes their coach.
What up, Wigan?
Knicks down 1 with 5.7 seconds.
Okay. I don't need your commentary.
He is the sports desk, man.
Are you sure?
Hey, Drew, you hear about the special teams over there?
Chicago?
Yeah.
Abysmal.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what's crazy? Have you heard about the ball boys over there? Trash.
Hey, yo, pause. First of all,
First of all, pause. To know that is ridiculous.
I didn't even know about that.
Hey, man. Hey, yo, when you play fantasy, you play fantasy. You know what I'm talking about?
I see it.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Right.
Hey, yo, I don't know what you're talking about, gang.
So I guess my next question being this is now with what we've seen, right? What we've seen in with the draft. I don't think free agency is done. Obviously, we still got June 11th cuts. Give me a team that may jump the broom this year and take over first place from a division.
Yeah, I was gonna do that. Right, Trevor, you got hit.
That's not your team, right?
It can be any team.
Okay, because
wait.
You're not
So,
winning the
you say
division.
first place
Slow
mean in
down,
the
buddy.
division or like in the
I'm saying,
conference?
I don't think we're winning the division.
He's trying to think of a way he could say the Panthers.
Oh no!
I
If
don't
it's
want to say the
division,
Panthers.
it's
I
Panthers.
really don't want to say the Panthers.
That's my dark horse.
I'll just fucking.
I don't want to say it because I know.
I'll say it for you.
You don't have to say it. If it's a division,
every
it's
time I
Panthers.
pick this team.
I'll say it for you. I'll say it for you.
So
I got the Panthers winning. I got the Panthers winning the South.
Yes.
Oh my god, I can't say it.
What the fuck?
I can't do it. I can't.
That's cool. I'll do it.
And I got the Ravens losing their division too. I got the Ravens as the wild card team. I'm not even gonna hold you. To Cincinnati.
Get the fuck out of here.
Let's go through it. Go ahead. Ask
me. Talking in here, Ravens, you bad attitude.
No, sir. No, sir. I'll give you maybe a last game if we play Cincinnati is going to come down to it, but don't think it's going to be a clear cut winner. No.
Nah.
You should know better than that.
Nah.
Joe Burrow against Lamar Jackson.
No one wants to answer the question in order.
Hey, trying to answer the question.
I was trying to answer it. Yeah. I'm saying, somebody go. Go ahead, bro.
So they're not necessarily in last place, but the easiest choice is the Denver Broncos. They were third in division. They have restacked that defense to the point of somebody's in trouble. I think obviously taking into consideration this is year 2 for Bo Nix. He did come along later in the season to have a pretty damn good rookie season. I do think he's still going to go through trials and tribulations of, a year 2 quarterback, but what he has is what probably the entire league won't have, which is that defense. And if they play up to par, Lord Jesus. So I can see Denver.
Okay. Drew.
I would say the Rams. I think the Rams are the first place team.
Okay. Wes?
No way. I got a write-in request for the Patriots over here. But
yeah.
Is that your daughter?
Yeah.
Say it. Say it.
No, hell no. I'll go Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
Blasphemer.
Stino.
Colts.
Clearly.
All right, there, Cookie Monster.
Stino go with the Colts.
Snow.
Oh, Panthers, easy.
This shit is crazy.
Look at the last 5 weeks. Panthers.
I don't want no smoke, bro. I don't want no smoke, man. I don't want no smoke.
I can't say
crazy. Yeah, that solidified your fate right there, buddy.
Did you say?
Yeah, he did.
Oh. Yeah. Next loss 106, 103. You happy, Belly? You fat piece of shit.
Yeah, Pacers.
Hey, yo.
I'm mad now.
Gibbity skibbity.
God damn.
I'm mad now. Anyway.
Tell them how you really feel.
I got a dark horse.
I've been waiting 3 minutes for it. Who is it?
Oh, in that division, Arizona could rise. I like Arizona's offseason.
Who'd you say? The Arizona Garage.
Arizona could get a playoff spot. They might be
Why
first.
the hell they-
I think San Francisco's taking a down. I think Seattle definitely is too. So yeah, I think Arizona had a nice draft and a good offseason.
I think Arizona had a nice draft, nice free agency. I just the only thing I don't like that they didn't do was the fact that they didn't really give Kyler Murray another receiver outside of Marvin Harrison.
Why? So you can overthrow or underthrow that guy too?
Cooking.
I think that defense though, if they fix
garbage,
that defense got better. I know that for sure. So
no, I think the Falcons defense got better.
But it's not pushing. That defense is not pushing the needle in that division.
Ravens, hey, I think the Falcons defense got better too. But my problem with the Falcons is they built a small defense. They have no defense.
Hate the Falcons. That's the
They got
problem.
a good secondary.
Listen to what I'm saying. The rest of the division is built to run the ball.
Or cable?
The rest of the division is built to run the ball down their throat, and they don't have no D tackles, and their pass rushers are kind of small. They're both small as pass rushers.
You just do not like the
You
Falcons.
aren't wrong.
Larry.
You
can
are
never
not
give
wrong,
it credit.
but
Oh no! Oh yeah! Wait! It's FATL Sports all day to begin with.
Yeah,
So
that's
we have to be a little a smidge unbiased around here, but I get
okay.
it.
Well, you're betting that you hope that Penix is good. You got to bet because they didn't give him no offensive weapons. They got.
Isn't Kirk Cousins? He's starting again, isn't he?
No. They're trying to trade Kirk
He'll
Cousins.
be there. I don't think he'll be there. Who'd we lose?
Drew or
Drew.
Steve?
No, Drew's right there. Stino. He must have hit the ejecto button right away.
I think he's already on it.
He was already on it, man. I think a team that can make a move and take over the division. I think I gotta go with the Broncos. I think they'll beat out. KC for that spot, for the number 1 spot in that division. And you know what? To Wes's point, if shit works out well for the Raiders, man, it's gonna be a tough team to stop too, man. They're getting some. People don't understand that the Raiders are getting back some pieces that were injured last year, and a new regime out there.
Did they get anybody on the other side of Max Crosby?
What's old boy they traded for last year?
You still got what's his name? Tyree Wilson project.
What about Tunes? They got two, right?
Who's the guy? Who's the guy you guys got from Miami?
Malcolm Coons. Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah, they got Malcolm Coons. Yeah,
Who
they
did you
got
guys get from Miami last year?
Christian Wilkinson, but he had foot surgery and he ain't recovering well, so he may come back late.
Okay.
Dang.
But if that D line is there, I put my D line against anybody.
So we only time will tell and what we see. Speaking of time, every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, here on Twitch and YouTube, you can check out the greatest podcast known to mankind. You know, we tell it as it is, whether you like it or not. We tell the honest truth, right?
I'm going to say it a little bit to get a little more.
What was that, sir? I didn't hear you, sir. What did you say?
I'm at work.
What?
Good talk, man. Good talk.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, already gone? Sheesh.
We got a lot of stuff coming up here for the podcast. Again, if you want your merchandise, look, I gotta tell you, man, hottest merch item on the market right now is this "Hello, my name is." I got families ordering it for family reunions. I got kids wearing it to elementary school and middle school, repping the No Man. I mean, I'm just saying, man. Got some orders today for more of the "Hello, my name is." So if you want one, you just got to hit me up at nomanfantasyfootball@gmail.com or hit me up on any social media platform. You know I'm always out there. But yeah, I mean, you know, I think we have a lot to look forward to for this season. I'll be the first one to say, from a NFC North perspective, I hope they all fail miserably except for the Bengals, but I do want to see Shador. Play well. I hope he does win the job. Pay me and I'll be there. I don't know what that means, Reese, but whatever.
Mitch, I'm glad you circled back to Shador because
I really did. I knew you were going to take that.
But, his quarterback room, he being the 5th round pick. Like I know people say that he's got a good opportunity because the quarterback room is not strong, but being the 5th round pick, like it's going to be hard for him just to get the reps he needs to beat Gabriel, to beat Kenny Pickett, Deshaun
Flacco.
Right. But I think if Flacco, he's going to just get it just because he's the more tenured guy there. Right.
Well, I think they'll start off with him. I don't think Kenny Pickett will be on the roster when the season starts.
I don't know.
Someone's getting cut. Someone is definitely getting cut.
But you got to
get somebody.
He's got to beat out those guys. And he's not going to be thrown to the Judy. He's not going to throw to the first team guys. He's going to be thrown to the 5th string guys.
Right.
So he's got, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, the room is weak, but the journey is still tough for him because he's the 5th quarterback in that room, and no team keeps 5 quarterbacks. Whether
everybody else getting paid. Dylan's a 3rd round pick. That's gonna be hard.
Those guys got guaranteed money.
They got guaranteed money. Yeah.
Well, I think the best thing that happened to the Panthers in this draft was the Tampa Bay Bucks drafting Shiloh.
I like Tampa.
I think that's
they
for
got
the division.
Special teams.
I think that's for the division.
I like Tampa's draft.
I'm not gonna hold you, Snow. I wouldn't even put him at return. That boy got butterfingers.
Yeah, he does.
Oh no! Have you seen his teeth?
Oh Lord.
Cleanest you ever seen in your life.
Before we go, I want
chiclets.
to ask you guys this, and I'll go around the room. Wes, starting off with you. In your opinion, the team that had the worst draft.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't scrape that bottom of the barrel like that. I don't know. I'll let somebody else go. Let me think about it.
All right. Snow, since you led diabolically, I'll let you go
Come
first.
on now. The Browns.
Damn.
They drafted 2 quarterbacks late. They traded back to get Mason Graham.
But
Yeah, but they got
did
two
drop
good running backs, man. They got two good running backs.
Oh, that's fantastic. They still got the nasty man and two running back. I mean, two
The nasty man.
came out with
They
another
still
first
paying
round pick.
Deshaun Watson. I don't care who they got. They better.
And
They better get Batman.
Nasty man, Deshaun.
Oh.
All right, one at a time. One at a time. Grown adults here.
One thing about the Browns, not to plug a show, but there's a show out there called Stadium Lockup that follows the Browns through the season and watch their fans get arrested. Most entertaining thing you can watch.
It is.
It's on A&E. Bro, I've watched that show.
Bro, it's so hilarious.
Oh,
What's
that
it
shit,
called?
yo, I got
Wait,
my
what's it
fiance
called?
watching it, yo. Yeah, she's like, yo, this really happens? Hey,
Yeah.
Browns on a Brown.
What's the name of the show?
Stadium Lockup. It was a one episode where a family got kicked out the stadium and they fought each other on the way out the stadium.
That's trifling.
And this is only Browns or is it every stadium?
Say it again?
It's every stadium?
No, it's just the Browns.
Just Browns.
That's trifling.
Right up your alley, Mitch. Right up your
Oh,
alley.
yeah.
You're gonna love it.
I'm
You're gonna
put
love
that shit
it.
on Series Manager right now.
So what they talked about releasing this show, what they're doing is they're doing one stadium a season.
Yeah, because they did. I think I know that show because didn't they do Philly last year?
Yes, they did
Okay.
last year. They did the Browns this year, and then next year they're talking about doing the Steelers.
Ooh, I can't
They
wait.
need to do the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets.
Right. So, Drew, team had, in your opinion, worst draft.
The NFL's poverty franchise, the Detroit Lions.
Oh,
Really?
That's where I was going.
Once again, you proved me your poverty. So shout out to all the Detroit Lions fans.
Teacher off the case.
Bro.
Right back at you.
Well, I mean, this is very easy.
Oh, I know where this is.
This is the truth. I mean, the Miami Dolphins, they go into the offseason knowing that they could not protect this brittle ass quarterback known as Tuna Tagovailoa. They have a top 13 pick, and instead of them protecting this brittle ass quarterback, they draft a defensive tackle. Now, 2 years ago, the same defensive tackle that Wes now is talking about with the injury, but 2 years ago, this man was coming off one of his best seasons, Christian Wilkinson.
Mm-hmm.
And you let him walk to now go and draft a defensive tackle and not protect the quarterback.
Right.
On top of how does Grant, even if he's let's just say he's a star, right? Let's just say he's a star. Let's say he's the next coming at the defensive tackle spot. He has the body frame for it, right? He does have a good motor. Not saying he's a bad player. He's not a bad player. He's actually
wasn't the right pick.
You're at if you're going to take him at 13, when are you going to protect this brittle ass quarterback? And we don't even know if he's still going to be ready for the start of the season. So I just want to say to the Miami Dolphins brass, to Mr. Cocky as the GM, continue to not protect this bum ass quarterback, and thank you so much.
All right, Reese.
If everybody's throwing shade, let's throw shade. New Orleans.
The baby that got drafted.
Oh, your rookie quarterback is going to be 26 years old. Was a backup. Was in Trevor Lawrence's draft class and was a backup to two other quarterbacks that got paid.
His girlfriend's fine as fuck though.
Okay, calm down.
But he done got hurt every season he played, except for that last season. So he got that Kenny Pickett going.
Oh Jesus!
And you ain't gonna have your starting quarterback. You didn't get him no weapons. You may have gotten him a tackle, great. I don't see your defense gonna be sorry. Your team is in a rebuild, and your first thing to pick is a 28-year-old quarterback with child support payments and a mortgage.
Child support payments.
All right.
And the mortgage.
Wicked. And the mortgage.
Yeah, he got a refi. He already refi.
God have mercy over us.
All right, so I'm probably going.
How you speaking Namek?
I know a lot of people are going to talk shit when I say this, but I think the Jacksonville Jaguars had the shittiest draft. I don't care about trading up for Travis Hunter or not. I still did not address the rest
God bless you.
that y'all fucking needed. Period. That's not going to move the needle on that offense or defense, whatever they do.
Okay. All right. You ready, sir, or you want to pass again?
No. Good points, everybody. I'm going to say the Steelers, man, because they need a quarterback, and I don't care what you say. Like, Reese had a good point. I totally forgot about New Orleans and drafting that damn 27-year-old quarterback. But I'm more about these teams that know they need a quarterback and pass on Shador multiple times. And the only one left is the Steelers, where they know they need a quarterback because they invested in the receiver position this year. And I don't care whatever handshake deal they got with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers ain't it. And they're going to figure that out when he walk up in there day one of the season because he ain't going to be there for training camp. And I just think the Steelers lost out. Like, I get it if Shador's not a good interviewer, but sometimes, man, you got to look at the team and be like, we need a better person in this room. And the Steelers quarterback room is not a good position to be in. I just got to say that.
I agree with you. I don't know if Sanders is a Tomlin guy or built for the North, but he would have definitely been better than what they have.
He can't open his mouth.
Mine is going to be a little bit different. I don't think it was. I don't think they had a bad draft. But what they did in the first round made me scratch my head a little bit. So the Giants, they start off with Abdul Carter, great pickup. And then you trade to get back into the first round and you take Jackson Dart. I was thinking personally, me, I mean, and yes, this is one of my favorite guys in the draft was Luther Burton, but I would have drafted Burton to go along with Neighbors.
No, those guys, owner, coach, and GM, they need a win bad. Like they needed something bad. Like
quarterback. Had to get a young quarterback in that room.
Yeah, they need something bad just to kind of keep
they
their
got
job.
Tommy Cutlets in there.
Reese. I mean,
you got to look at what they did into that defense. But yeah, trading back to the first round to get Jackson Dart, you added that Carter to go along with Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, Lawrence, Bear Alexander. You have a core rotational pieces. You have a front, Michael McFadden. You have a front seven that could get pressure just by rushing four. So you have Newbin that you can roll into the box. Pinnock you could roll into the box. That defense, they're doing what the rest of the teams in that division are doing, though.
Right.
Pressing the defense and building their team off the defense. Because if you look at the Eagles last year, they had pretty much a balanced offense. Probably the most offense we have seen in years. But that defense thrived.
They sold the bag. I'm sorry, bro. Listen, and Ryan, I know you're high on Jackson Dart, but
Jackson Dart was best quarterback in the draft.
Yeah, you're smoking too much fart dust. Smoking way too much fart dust. I just like. You want to talk about a guy not really moving the needle? Jackson Dart, bro. It didn't move the needle for me, and I agree with what Wes said. Right. To me, it just seems like they're putting that GM is putting Brian Dable in a position to fail.
That's why he was hitting that bait.
If they do not have a winning record by week 6, be ready for Brian Dable to be one of the first head coaches fired by midseason, bro. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. I'm saying what makes Jackson Dart different than Danny Dimes?
They're different quarterback. Danny Dimes is cross-eyed.
Yeah, I think Jackson Dart can actually see.
He throws in interceptions. Yeah, he sees the DBs.
He can see. He can see.
He see him. He see the DBs he throw to.
But it doesn't change the fact that he can't, like, not throw. He's got magnets for DBs. So
yeah. And they traded back up in the first round to get him, so he got to play sometime this season. And he's gonna be in the quarterback room with the narcissist.
I don't think so.
And Reverend
I think listen, the quarterback battle is going to be Pastor Winston and
Bro, it's about to be past the offering.
And Russ Era.
Hey, which one of them is trying to help that rookie? At least I thought Shador, they might all try to be brothers together.
Bro, we hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you good, bro. I swear to God I can. I'm just saying, bro.
He's passionate. He's passionate, man. He's passionate.
Well, I'm in the truck and I got the truck on, so I'm sorry, bro, if I don't.
No, bro, it's fair. No, it's fair, bro.
Okay.
Passionate.
Okay,
I hear you.
I got it, brother Darkness. I got you.
No, it's all good.
Okay. Anyway, so with that said, listen, every week, 9 p.m., Tuesday nights, Eastern Standard Time, Twitch, YouTube, come hang out with us. We got you. Going in next week, I think we need to dedicate the show to where the NBA lies right now with in the playoffs, where they'll be. Whoever survived this week, we bring up some baseball, talk about that.
Hey,
I want everyone to say goodbye to Belly B, because
I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. So
this is the last show that he ever will be on. It's officially out of No Ma'am.
that is crazy.
Hey, Miss, you got a show when it catch your eye, though. Miss, when it catch your eye, you can see you pause and the rage coming out your ears.
You know what, Belly? This is what I hope happens tonight. I hope you wake up in the middle of the night. You stub your toe going to the refrigerator to get you a sandwich, right? And when you get to the refrigerator and you make yourself a triple decker sandwich, when you close the door, your dog bites you in the ass and you drop your sandwich on the floor.
Oh, he's eating that. 100% he's eating that.
That's crazy. 5 second rule. Listen, hey, 5 second rule counts. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, wait. I was going to say something mean. But anyway, shout out to everyone on the panel, even that jackass Belly B, you piece of shit. Love you, brother. Shout out to Wes, shout out to Bro, shout out to Reese, shout out to Snow, shout out to my man Drew, shout out to the Goldfish Monger, Belly B.
Goldfish Monger.
Listen, man, if you want the greatest podcast in the world, listen. You can talk to all the guys you want. You can do everything that you want to do. Come here.
Go get your merch.
And get you some merch, man. What's up? Shout out to the world. We love y'all. Peace. Oh, by the way, Drew.
DC is trash.